So in the beginning, before I met Chris Cardell, and we had this taxi company, we bought this taxi company, as I was saying, and we had collectively 26 years of experience between us. The business was failing. We had put everything into it, and the business was going to fail, and we thought, my God, what are we going to do now? So we sat down with Chris, and Chris said, um, tell me what's going on. We explained it to him that we bought this business and things weren't working out. We're doing some advertising and we've lost half the drivers within a space of a few months, and 2 or 3 of the last staff have gone as well, and all our time we got left now we're just helping out the staff, covering the shifts, and things just weren't working out. Things were just going downhill, and everything we knew we put into the business, we put all of our savings in, and we don't want to go back to working for our old bosses. We don't want that, and we're ruined. We're finished. Why don't you want to go back to your own bosses? And we said, well, there's no future in that. There's no life in that. We'll always be slave of someone else, helping somebody else to live their dream. We want to live our dream. We want to make this business a success. We put £30,000 into this, and it's all going downhill. He said, all right. So, how did you find me? I said, well, I was online doing some research and trying to find out what are we doing wrong, how to do the advertisement to get this business rolling, get the customers to call us, get the drivers and the staff to stay. And he said, all right, okay. So you did research to find a solution to the problem why your business is failing? Yeah. He says, all right. Tell me, what do you want out of the business? We want the business to be a success. Why? So we can live the lives we want to live, give value to our families, spend more time with our families, not be a slave of somebody else, have a business of our own that's going to set us financially free, hopefully one day. Tell me, you're saying that you did everything you know, so you got 26 years of experience? Yeah. How's that then? So there's 3 of us. One of them has been doing it 15 years, the other one 7 years. I've been doing it 4 years. So collectively we had 26 years. What did you do? We did a bit of advertising. What do you do? Leaflet delivery through the doors, 10,000 leaflets every day. We advertise in a front page of our newspaper that goes a free delivery that goes to 100,000 homes every week. So you've got 110,000 adverts going out there every week. Well, 110,000 adverts twice a month. Okay. What does your advert say? As it said on that, well, it's 50p off if you mention this ad. He said, okay, what else do you do? That's it. He said, is there nothing else you learned in the last 26 years that you should do to make your business a success and get your message out to the people you're trying to attract? Well, we don't know anything else. What about the companies you used to work for? Well, they did the same. In fact, they didn't even do much. They just had regular customers running them over, calling them again and again. Hardly ever they did advertising. If anything, they just 5,000-10,000 cars to people's doors, same as what we're doing. But that's what about it. Nobody else advertises on the front page of a newspaper, local newspaper. What's your fear? He asked us. We're going to have to go back and work for our bosses again. We don't want that. And even worse, we'd never be able to start a business again because we've saved it, we lost all the money. And we haven't got any money to start anything else. And it'll be the fear that we failed once that we don't want to try it again. Just in case we fail again. He says, well, surely, he said the good news is, how far do you think that this is before this business shuts down? He said, we're weeks away now. Okay. problem is, you see, is that the good news is that your business will not fail. We'll save your business. He put a smile on his face. All right. In fact, not only will I save your business, I'll double the business for you within 6 months to a year. So don't worry about this. So start relaxing. When we heard that, he says, listen, just so that you can, take the stiff out of your backs, there is no charge. If I can't deliver the results, there's no charge. So I'm not saying to you, I guarantee that it'll work if you just follow the steps that I give you. What's that worth to you? Everything. We replied, everything. Hey, we'd be happy just saving the business. But doubling it is beyond our dreams. I said, okay. You're going to have to follow these steps, and it will double, even triple your business. We said anything. The other good news is that I want a retainer of £7,000. The total price I will charge you is £25,000. But to give you triple the business, it's a guarantee. If you don't get that, I'll give you every single penny back. We said, no problem. We'll give you the 7,000. The red balance you can pay me in installments, not a problem. Done. We were so happy that we were going to save the business. Price was not our issue. We were looking at bankruptcy here. We were even struggling to attract a buyer. Okay. And that was it. Chris started by saying, let me tell you what the problem is. So don't take it to heart too much, okay? He said, the problem is that the whole thing is the fact that because you are taxi drivers, you assume that because you know how to drive a taxi, running a taxi business is the same thing. Well, it isn't. Running a taxi business is running different than driving a taxi. Same as for a chef, cooking in a kitchen is different than running a restaurant. Same for a person who cuts hair, hairstylist, is different styling hair in a salon than to running it as a business. Same for any walk of life, any business. But sadly, massive majority of new startups and new businesses get into this business thinking, if I'm doing this for you, I can do it for me. And they jump in both feet. Not realizing that yes, nobody's questioning that you're a good plumber, that you're a good electrician, that you can pick up a skip from this side of the city and take it to the other side of the city and empty 10 of them a day. Nobody's questioning your ability to do the craftsman part of it. But this, running a business, is a different craft. And that, not understanding this one point, causes their failure. They spend most of their lives not knowing about it. They blame economy, competition, unfairness, can't attract the right staff, ain't got a chance, others are luckier than me, any other thing else, but they never look at that. What if you go up to them and say to them, but what about those people who have made it in life? Not everybody was born a millionaire, not everybody was born rich. What about them? And they just wanted to change the channel. Talk about something else because they didn't have an answer for that. So I said, now, number one, you have to admit that you need to learn how to run a business successfully, like you had to learn driving, like you had to run a taxi company. I can't drive a taxi. I'm going to drive it as a car, but can I drive it as a taxi the way you guys can? No, because I don't know nothing about it. I began to realize what he's saying. He said, you can put me on one side of your city, I'll ask me to take you to the next. He said, I wouldn't have a clue where to go. But you guys know the taxi business, driving part of it inside out, but not running it as a business. Running it as a business is a totally different entity. So he said, okay, fine. Now, that's the first part, understanding that you were trying to do something that you knew how, that you thought you knew how to do it, but you actually didn't. Second part is you need to change the way you think. The way you're thinking, all I heard from you guys about you. I want you to talk about the most important thing in your business. Now, what is that? And none of us could answer it. We said staff. We said telephone systems. We said drivers. Behavior is good. We said maybe a little bit capping on the overcharging. But there was not a single mention of the most important thing in the business. And that was after 26 years. And Chris said, the most important thing in your business is your customer. You should be concerned and thinking every moment, and everything in your business must be, how does this benefit my customer? How did this give what my customer wants? How does this address the fears and anxieties of my customer? How does this help my customer? What else can I do to help and benefit, make the life of my customer easier? Everything is about the customer. You give the customer what they want, what they desire, what they expect. They'll give you what you want, i.e. a successful business. And you guys have sat here with me for 45 minutes, and not one of you has mentioned to me about the customer. It's all about you. What you want, what your friends want, what it's like if you have to go back to your old jobs, what it's going to be like. You'll never be able to run a business again because you haven't got the money, or the fear that we failed once we fail again. You don't want to be stuck working for slave for somebody else and helping them deliver their dreams for them while you suffer. You think there's more to life than just helping others by making them rich but not getting anything out of it yourself. I've heard all of that. But none of you said anything about the customer. So number 3 is the customer. You have got to make that number. Once you've understood that you need to learn what works and you need to change the way you think. Once you've done those 2 things inside you, now we need to talk about the most important thing in your business. And that is the customer. Now, here's what we're going to do. We are going to draw a plan where you're going to go and talk to wherever your customers are. And you're going to give them an offer that we're going to design that's going to send loads and loads of customers into your business and keep sending them. So number 1, where are your customers? We said restaurants, houses, restaurants, pubs, clubs, hotels, train stations, bus stations. He says, what advertisement have you done there? None. Okay. We've been doing leaflet. And also, your offer, 50p, you think that's compelling? Do you think 50p is a compelling offer? We couldn't say anything else because everybody else was doing it. Is that why you've been doing it? Yeah, we didn't know anything else. So we did what everybody else does. We did what we knew. He said, we're going to change that. We're going to make the offer very compelling and a lot more than this 50p. That's not irresistible, is it? So we can make that, if you want the business to work, your offer for your competitors has to be 10 times out. You stand out like a sore thumb, and it must meet the desires and requirements of your customers. So then we designed offers for customers and drivers, restaurants, pubs and hotels. We went out there and we gave them exactly what they were looking for and more. And then Chris said, the advertising you've done, have you tested it? And we said, no. He said, test it. And we did. And he said, what's the result? And we said to him, it's crazy. He said, well, tell me the result. We did a test on 10,000 leaflets we delivered. It would cost us £400 to have them printed and delivered. We had 5 people call us back in 3 weeks after delivery. That was nearly £100 a customer. He said, do you see what I mean? The power of testing? I said to Chris, I just don't see the power of testing. I see the power of testing and everything else you're saying. Not knowing, changing the way I think, adding value to the lives of the customers, making the customer the main priority in my business, and then testing every advert. We never even knew any of that. We never heard of these things. He said, that's my point about learning. You've shifted from trying to do it yourself. Most people just go to bankruptcy and go back to working for who they were working for before, at best. And they never try a business again, not realizing that they tried to do something they don't know how to do. Now, from now on, every advert you do is going to be compelling, irresistible, and it's going to be tested, and we put it out small. So we did. We followed his exact advice to the T. We started advertising in small and giving compelling offers, more attractive than 50p off. And the business went through the roof within a matter of a few months. We had more work than drivers. Then we approached the drivers and started bringing drivers in by saying, there is no, we should charge weekly commission per driver. There is no commission for the drivers. And when the drivers saw so much work, how much money they can make with us, then our competitors, they stayed. And now the same business that was going to head into a bankruptcy, that was going to make sure that we never get involved with another business again, because once you failed once, it's very hard to get back on your feet again, right? Sadly, for all the wrong reasons. We didn't even know. The business doubled and then doubled again. Within a space of a year, the business went through the sky. We had 4 times more drivers than when we started out when the business was going down. We started a rental business on the side where we're renting taxis, but it was all key to giving benefits to the drivers and the customers, giving them a lot more than what they were getting from our competitors, but more to the point of giving them what they wanted. And that took restaurants, hotels, pubs, clubs, house calls, clinics, dentists, wherever we went, we gave huge offers and the business was coming in. And the best part, nobody else was doing what we were doing. Nobody else was doing it. And the drivers just went through the roof. Staff was happy, everything was going brilliant. I thought to myself, check that out. Within 1 year, we quadrupled the business. That wasn't just that. Then, this is the power of information. Information of knowing what to do is priceless to when you don't know what to do. Most people go bankrupt in business never realizing that it wasn't them that went bankrupt. It was the fact that they believed they knew what works. They believe that what they're doing is what they need to do to make their business a success. That's what caused their failure, thinking that they know when they actually didn't, and they never get to find out the reality. I've spoken to people myself and they get angry. When Chris asked us, what's the big 3 differences between you and your competitors? I couldn't come up with one. He said, well, if you can't tell the difference between you and your competitor, how can your customers tell? Are your customers excited to deal with you? I didn't know. Then he gave me the advice with the second one. We had a training school, taxi training school. We had about 7 students in the training school. Asked me, how do you do it? I said, well, there are 3 other people doing the training at the moment. And how do you do it? I said, well, they just give leaflets to people. They give an information sheet for the drivers to study. They study the sheet and then they go and sit the test. And if they pass the knowledge test of the city, they get a license. Right, and how long does it take them? I said, about a year. And how are you doing it? And I said, I take them out myself. I physically show them. So instead of them going out looking on a piece of paper, something they've never seen before, they might get to see about 20 places in an hour or hour and a half. I show them 100. So in 2 hours, I do 5 times the job. Plus they're sat down, relaxed while I'm showing them all the stuff that comes in that they need to learn to become a taxi driver. He said, that's great that you are 5 times higher than your competitors. But what more can you do? I said, well, that's all I know. How long have you been teaching? I said, about 5 years. And then he explained to me, he asked me all the questions and he said, let me have a couple of days to think about this and I'll come back with a package. And he did. And he said, okay, here's what we're going to do. I want you, is there any on-site website that teaches this stuff? I said, there is one. He charges £30 a month. Okay, what does he have on there? I said, he's got way too much information that people don't even need. How long would it take to study that? A lot longer than me, what I'm doing. How harder is it? About 10 times harder, because you could go and take those notes off there, write them down, then go out and physically look at every single road. You're talking a year and a half to study that. Okay, right. He said, now what I want you to do is this. This is what I want you to do. I want you to build up multiple tests. That's exactly the same as the test that they're going to go and sit. Put everything in your head in it. Put everything you teach in it. And make it multiple, exactly how the real test is. All the photos and everything that you show these people, take a photo and bang it inside the test. Every slide. Everything about the test you teach must be inside this test on this website. Now, once you've done all that, I want you to teach it. Let the website go for free. I said, Chris, you're crazy? Do you know how much work that is? Do you know how long it'll take me to do this? He said, I don't care. He said, this isn't about you. Same as your taxi company. It's about the customer. You gotta think about the student, not about you. What does the student want? What does he need? What does he want? What does he need to make his life easier for him? What do we have to do to get the result he wants in the easiest possible, humanly possible way we can do it? That's your goal. Not how long it'll take or how much it'll cost. I want a result for this student. Now tell me, what's the best way you can do this? And this is it. Do it. So I went out and I said, well, okay, I've had a look, all this. I'm talking about 6 months. He said, do it. And I did. It took me 6 months to do all the work, to put this everything I knew into a multiple choice test and put it online and set it for free. First week we had 3,000 hits. 3,000 hits first week. The drivers were now able to sit an online test for the first time. Everything that we were teaching in the city for free from the comfort of their own home. We had a tracker on there and the website went crazy. My students went from 7 students to 51 students in a space of 8 months. I became a celebrity. All this and a lot more because I learned how it works. I learned it's more about the customer than about me. Learning about the customer, learning what the customer needs, wants. The whole game is about the customer. Get the results for others, what they want. Get them where they want to get to. You'll automatically get where you want to go to. That's the power when you look after people. When you concentrate on what they want. And our business went through the roof. Then, as they say, we struck lightning. 2 forms of lightning hit us that threatened to destroy both businesses. See you in the next video.